Hi, Professor. My name is May Smith, and for the strategic consulting project, I've picked Hyundai and Kia. And I'm just going to go over a few of the slides that I felt were most important from the project to highlight. And starting with slide 3 with the company overview. So it's a parent group of Hyundai and Kia together with the Hyundai Motor Group. So the revenue in 2024 was approximately 130 billion, with Hyundai having 100 billion and Kia being 30 billion. And the profit in 2024, Hyundai had 10 billion, Kia having 6 billion. So the global footprint, there's over 200 countries and they are manufactured in South Korea, US, and India. The next slide that I wanted to highlight was slide 5, the Kia and Hyundai SWOT analysis. So the strengths that I have was that their global manufacturing footprint, with plants, like I mentioned in the slide prior. The plants are in South Korea, US, India, and Europe. A weakness is that they lag in the software. They're trailing behind Tesla and other Chinese competitors in the software-defined vehicles. An opportunity that they have is the electric vehicle expansion, also known as EV. There's a massive EV investment plan. And lastly is the threat. So obviously we all know this. There's hundreds of car brands and there's intense global competition, with a few being Tesla, Toyota, GMC, Ford, and then Hyundai and Kia. So the next slide I wanted to go over was slide 8, the resource-based view with the tangible and intangible. Tangible being the manufacturing plants, the battery factories, which is $10 billion in US EV plants. The intangible being the brand equity, design awards, and their patent EV tech. Next would be slide 10, which is the executive mistakes and lessons. So like I mentioned, they were delayed in the EV adoption. And the lesson with that would be to be more proactive um, and just be faster in adapting to these new changes in the car industry, like more car companies going to the EV models. And the broad lesson here is to be more global and local diversification is needed within the company. That would have given them the push that they needed to maybe not be so delayed in the EV portion of the company. Next, I have slide 11, which is the entrepreneurial opportunities. So the software-defined vehicles, which I mentioned in the SWOT analysis, is one of their weakness. Um, developed develop new business models based on connected care software platforms. So they need to broaden their horizons in that as well. And green tech was another thing that I mentioned. So focusing on battery recycling and more sustainable materials in every car model in both Hyundai and Kia would go a long way, even if it's just one part they have. So the next and the last slide I wanted to go over was slide 14, which was the last in the slide deck. So the strategic recommendations. EV strategy. Expand US and uh, Europe EV market with affordable models, not just focusing on the one model that they have, but broadening their horizons through most models that they have, that there's an EV option, gas option, anything that they have. Focus more on the software, lead in the software-defined vehicles. They need to step up their game with that. Like I said in the SWOT analysis, that being a major weakness that they have. Next was the sustainability, focus on carbon-free products and recyclable materials, being more sustainable among both companies, all models, all parts. And partnership, invest in AI. And a different side that I had that I didn't mention, they talked about AI factories. So they should definitely partner up and invest in more AI softwares. So that was my project with Hyundai and Kia, and I hope you enjoyed.